IVM.
Hello one, hello all. Welcome to the Diary of the Traveling Professor. And I'm Siddharth Deshmukh, your friendly neighborhood traveling professor himself. Well, what do we have in store for you this time around, right? So I have been teaching digital marketing for over 10 years now. Across various places, and there are so many times when people who hear about this come back to me and say, hey, I want to learn digital too. Or people who have taken one of my programs say, do you think I can be a digital marketer? Trust me, I used to hear this 10 years back and I still hear it now. So let's just talk about why this question comes, right? Because this diary entry is about how I can perhaps counsel you into looking at digital marketing the right way. Okay, so your experience so far has been, okay, so you try to learn digital marketing, you sign up and you start, or you sign up obviously on some online program or on something, or you try to do something on YouTube. I don't know what you do, but something you do, right? You're enterprising. But anyway, coming back, you come across a bunch of techie stuff. When I say techie stuff, it means search engine optimization, search engine marketing, Google AdWords, setting up, price bidding and then the rest of it. Now, that kind of staggers you a little, creates a lot of anxiety, doesn't also connect with you. You feel, that it's kind of alien to you. And then you say, hey, I'm a marketer. I know how to build brands. Or maybe you're somebody who wants to get into digital marketing. You're right straight up from college. I don't know what it is. But all those people who have asked me that question have felt that sense of anxiety, doom, and feels like, you're touching an alien. So I want to perhaps talk about the right way of dealing with digital marketing, right? So before I begin this, I just want you to know that marketing has evolved to a place, and if you want to be in the field of marketing, I think marketing has evolved to a place where everybody needs to be a digital marketer of sorts. So there's no escaping that, right? So might as well get it done the right way. And the second is for people who are not in marketing, but obviously are working, and I guess 99% of you are probably working at this stage in some way or the other. You have a side gig, or you have a role somewhere, or you're a consultant, or you're an employee, whatever you may be. Digital has infiltrated your life as well in such various ways that you hear this word called digital transformation thrown at you everywhere, right? Everywhere, whether you're on LinkedIn or wherever you are. Now, fact is that you can't run away from it. So what's the right way? What's the right way to eat an elephant? Okay, the reason why I asked this question, what's the right way to eat an elephant, is because, let's imagine for a minute that you wanted to eat that bloody elephant and you don't know where to begin. It's a huge, large place. The elephant. You get a fork and a knife. Maybe let's imagine that the elephant is cooked. Okay, I know this is getting gross as I speak, but just bear with me for a minute. How are you going to start eating the elephant? And the simple answer is, you're going to start eating the elephant with that part of the elephant that is closest to you and work your way through, isn't it? That's a commonsensical answer, and that's exactly how probably I would recommend you to approach digital marketing. That's the right way. Instead of trying to learn some strange new language or strange new techie things, try to figure out how your life has been so far. Are you getting into digital marketing because it's a natural progression from your role in marketing? Do you belong to a traditional company that is embracing digital marketing and digital transformation? Are you a college graduate who's trying to figure out digital marketing for his startup or for his first job? Are you a sales guy trying to get into marketing and you heard, you got to learn digital, boss, if you got to get into marketing? There are so many permutations and combinations, right? Housewives who want to get back into the work stream doing digital marketing. older people who are trying to set up things, or being consultants trying to just upgrade your skills, whatever it is. If your story is coming at it from so many ways, do you realize that just by learning a bunch of techie stuff is not going to make you a digital marketer? You got to figure out what your story is and how digital marketing fits into your story. Like, for example, if you're a seasoned brand professional, okay, digital marketing is going to fit into your story quite differently, right? You're going to look at, my story is that I can actually create a narrative. Now I'm looking at narrative creating on digital. So therefore I must look at maybe social media and content marketing. So let me understand those things in detail. So that's the part of the elephant that you eat in detail, and then move on to other things that may interest you. If you're, let's take another example. If you're in sales and you're getting into marketing and you're like, okay, what part of digital marketing should I learn? But you're also a sales guy who's sold engineering stuff and you have a quantitative background. And suddenly you realize, okay, I can understand the quantitative nature of digital marketing much better than the qualitative nature of digital marketing. So why don't you start there with a deeper understanding of how analytics works? You understand where I'm going with this, right? Right? So the deal is that you got to understand your own story. Digital marketing is such an all-encompassing term that I sometimes feel that it doesn't do justice, right? You can attack and digital marketing by, the narrative way, which is like the softer way, the communication way, or you can attack it from the analytics way, or you can attack it from just the growth hacking way, which is like, how do I make sure that I get right up front and center to the people that matter, to the audiences that matter, and doing it by numbers. How do you know which one to take and which one to avoid? The idea is to make sure that it feels like a natural progression to your life. And trust me, this is not very easy to do because these paths have not been charted for you. Unfortunately, digital marketing has been part and parcel of this new age revolution generation. So things have just been thrown at us, right? I mean, you have this odd Gary Vee video, which is fantastic, by the way, makes sense at a visceral level. But then you have, somebody else coming and talking some other things, which are more technical in nature. So paths have not been really created for you. So you will need to create your own path. You'll need to say, okay, this is where I am, this is where I need to be, this is the best way in which I can eat that elephant. That's the best way to actually look at digital marketing. Now, if of all the things that I have to tell you, is the best way to do it is to look at your own resume and do a future resume of sorts, saying he's done this wonderful digital campaign or he's built this wonderful digital product or whatever it may be. And then suddenly things become crystal clear. Now that we've talked of digital marketing and elephants and the rest of it, let me tell you, I run a YouTube channel called Tell Me About It, in which I've done an episode quite recently about growth hacking, which I thought is quite relevant to this topic that I'm talking about here. So all you got to do is go to Colosseum Communications ka YouTube channel and just go to Tell Me About It. And listen to growth hacking, some real good experts. But trust me, don't see anything on growth hacking if you are coming at it from a different perspective. Don't follow experts, even if they're me. Just make sure that you create your own path first. Well, I hope you liked this diary entry of mine. And there's many more to come from where this came from. And if you like the funny side of the Traveling Professor, go to Instagram. I'm there. And go on LinkedIn if you like the serious side of me. In both places, of course, the Traveling Professor. You like podcasts like these? Go to ivmpodcast.com or just download the app. Until next time then.
I hope you enjoyed that show. I'd like to thank our sponsors this week, Paytm Money and Intel. Before I tell you about some of the shows that we have for you this week, I really wanted to kind of really point out the incredible efforts of our host and our team. We've been able to maintain most of our production schedule in this lockdown, which is going into 4 months now. And I couldn't be happier with the fact that our hosts and team have been able to kind of just get all of this stuff out so incredibly well. So I just really wanted to kind of call them out for that and thank them for their support in this time. And since I spent so much time talking about that and I want to get you out of here quickly, let me give you a quick update on a few shows that you should check out this week. On Siders, we had Amish Tripathi, really interesting discussion, both of them dive deep into history. Monty Panesar was on Edges and Sledges, another really cool show. On Advertising is Dead, Then My Butt showed up. That was a cool episode. Malini Agarwal, also probably better known as Miss Malini, showed up on Absolutely Right. It's just been an absolutely gangbusters week in terms of like the kind of guests we've had and the conversations we've had on the network. Please do check some stuff out. And with that, we hope to see you again next week.
Advertising is dead. Yep, you heard me right. Advertising is dead. We're all in the content business now. Let's not call it news, TV, radio, etc., etc. It's all content, and we're in the middle of this weirdly exciting phase where all the borders and lines that have been drawn over decades has been swept away by this lovely thing called the internet. We're a show where we don't dwell on just the stuff that is now, but rather the wider stuff about advertising, media, content, and the whole goddamn circus surrounding it. Tune in every Tuesday for our weekly unboxing of the mystery box we used to call advertising. I'm Varun Dugirala, co-founder and content chief at The Glitch, and this is my new podcast, Advertising is Dead.